takes us into our next topic, NBA. All right. We'll go ahead and start off talking about the coaches of the month. So obviously in the East, Coach Kenny Atkinson of the Cavs wins the Coach of the Month. Congratulations.
As he should.
He's led the Cavs to an 18-3 record.
What a story.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
They are the first in the East, okay? The rankings go as follows. First is the Cavs, second's the Celtics. We kind of expect that.
Yep.
Orlando's at 3. The Knicks are at 4. And then 5th is the Bucks. In my opinion, those 5 right there are kind of not
typical.
surprising.
Yeah.
The 6th, though, is the Hawks.
Yep.
Now, I just want to point out, the Atlanta Hawks, besides the Celtics, are the only team to beat the Cavs this season, and they beat them 2 games in a row. So, Hawks, good job. I mean, I didn't expect you to be there. Trae Young's been doing amazing. I believe he leads the league in assists. I think it's like 12 assists a game, roughly. So, they're playing pretty well, but
Did you notice who wasn't in there?
Who?
The Pacers!
Yeah, kind of expected that.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
The Cavs just in their last game beat the Celtics, so now they are 1-1 on the year.
Yep.
And they have 2 more matchups for the rest of the season. In my opinion, that's them jockeying for who's going to be first in the East.
I agree.
It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to check those next 2 games out for sure. And then let's head over to the West. This, to me, is a shocker.
Yep. At least to everybody, I think. I don't think anybody expected this.
So, the Coach of the Month over in the West is Ime Udoka for the Rockets.
Houston Rockets.
Now, I just want to give a little backstory here. You know, I like the Celtics. I would say I was a genuine Celtics fan when they didn't have their championship, and now it's kind of like, well, they're the best team. I want to see someone beat them. But Ime Udoka wins the Coach of the Month for the Rockets while they are second in the West.
Somebody's losing it outside. Sorry.
The ranking in the West is as follows. So we got the first Thunder. Obviously, the Thunder, in my opinion, this is their year out of the West.
Their year to lose.
Exactly.
They got to keep on it.
Second, we got Rockets.
Yep.
Okay. Third, we got Grizzlies.
It's great. I love that.
Grizzlies, you know, they hit some hardship last year, especially with all the crap going on with Ja Morant.
Yeah.
But they're back up there right now. Third. Fourth is a familiar name, which I didn't really expect this, but the Warriors at fourth. Excuse me.
I think they started off a little slow, but they picked it up recently. But
yeah,
everybody's
Steph Curry,
sick.
man.
Everybody's sick of the Warriors. They can drop back down. Let's see some new teams up there.
Well, hey, I respect the veterans, you know, especially a veteran like Steph, who's been with the same team his entire career, like Draymond. Same team, entire career.
Psycho Dre.
I like to see that after Klay Thompson left them for our 5th team in the West, the Mavericks. After he left them, they are still on top. And I'm also happy to see Klay Thompson doing well over with the Mavericks. Mavericks are going to be a tough team too. Right now, I know they're only at 5th, but you know,
season.
They're going to be there when the playoffs come, and then it turns into Luka Magic.
Yep. And that's the thing about all these teams, even on the East side, is they need to maintain throughout the season. So if even the Rockets are starting off well, can they maintain well through the middle of the season, and can they end well? That was always, and not to bring up the Pacers again, but they always seem to struggle at the end of the season. Yeah. So they always had a really good start or an average start, good middle, and then when they get to the end where the games really start mattering, as far as you getting into the playoffs, your seeding, a lot of teams kind of seem to fall apart.
Now, the Pacers did good last year. They made a solid run into the playoffs.
Yep. But I hope the Rockets and Thunder, I hope they maintain. I hope they stay healthy. That's always the big question. Will their players stay healthy? But it's fun seeing them up there again because it's been a while.
Yeah. I mean, currently the Rockets are at 15-6. So this is their best start since 2017.
Yeah.
They outscore their opponents by 173 total points. That's the second highest in the league. And Houston is allowing the 3rd fewest points in the NBA with 106 points per game and ranks 2nd in field goal defense at 42%, 3rd in 3-point defense at 33%.
See, I like seeing that on the defensive side because Houston was never really known for a long time for their defense because they used to have James Harden, who played zero defense, but would score 40 a game, and so that's what they were known for. So it's nice seeing that their defense is pretty solid. I mean, it's like going back to their Hakeem Olajuwon days. Almost.
Yeah. My favorite stat that I saw out of the Houston Rockets is this next one here. They have 7 players averaging over 10 points a game, and Jalen Green and Sengun, which Jalen Green, I believe, is like 23, 24 years old.
Young.
Sengun is 22, 23 years old. They're leading the pack with 18.9 for Green points per game, and Sengun with 18.8 points per game. So, I mean, balanced attack. It almost sounds like how the Pacers were last year, where it was like you never know. Any given night, someone else can lead them in scoring, and the rest are still going to contribute for a win.
Yeah. To me, that's a testament to great coaching, and that's a testament to a team clicking well together.
Yeah.
So when you're able to trust your other teammates, regardless of who's out there on the court, I think it goes a long way, and you're seeing that with that team for sure.
Yeah. And, it's kind of nice to see Ime Udoka up there leading the pack too, because like I said before, I was a Celtics fan, and I was a Celtics fan when he was the coach there.
Yeah.
Now, he got into some controversy, got into some scandal, ended up getting fired, had to move on from the Celtics, which led way to another great coach, which we'll talk about that some other time with the Celtics. But Ime was doing a good job. I mean, he was part of that building process to make the Celtics who they are today. So it's good to see him back on top. Our final topic with the NBA here, right? Recently, the NBA released a top 25 under 25 list.
So NBA or ESPN?
I
thought it was ESPN.
ESPN. So somebody released it.
ESPN.
And it listed out top 25 players that are under 25 years old. So what we did was put together our list of who we would have at a starting 5 of players who are under 25 years old.
As of right now.
So I'll go ahead and go first with my starting 5,
Go
which
ahead.
my starting 5 would beat your starting 5 any day. So number 1, obviously Luka Doncic. He's one of my favorite players. He's 24, so barely cracks the list. But Luka Doncic at point guard.
I feel like he's been in the league forever.
Yeah, I mean, he came in when he was 19. He was a pro already over wherever he's from. I think it's like Slovakia or something like that. He was a pro at 16, and he was dogging people over there. He won a championship already, leading the league. So
Good for him.
He comes over here. He's still dominating. At number 2, at the shooting guard position, I got Anthony Edwards, who's a dog. I mean, he's only person really consistently getting compared to Michael Jordan. So that should say it all already.
He's not. He will never come close, but that's fine. Keep going.
We'll have to see. He's still young. Number 3, I got Paolo Banchero. So I know he typically plays a 4, but I think he has the ball handling ability. I think he has the on-ball defense to go ahead and play a 3. Because at the number 4 spot, I just had to have this player, Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley, I think he's 23 years old, plays for the Cavs, who are obviously on top right now. He is a defensive nightmare. He can guard paint. He can guard 1 through 5 on the perimeter. He blocks shots. He gets rebounds. He can score. He can pass. He can shoot. I mean, he can do everything. He's 6'11". So he's just like my number 5, which obviously has to be Victor Wembanyama, where they are just unicorns. They can do everything. They are freaks with their size. And, I mean, what more is there to say about Victor Wembanyama? He's a nightmare. You see it consistently on his highlight reels. People getting into the paint and just passing it out because he's around them.
And I think he's playing better this year than he did last year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's already improving, which is crazy to think about. So, yeah, that's a good starting 5. I changed it up a little bit. My number 1 would be LaMelo Ball. Yeah. I know he's having a phenomenal year this year. This is probably his best year so far as getting started. I love Jared McCain. You already know this. I talk about him all the time. He's so fun to watch. He's a young player. He's smart. And I think he's going to continue to add to that team. And hopefully he doesn't get discouraged by what he's experiencing now, because this is his first year in it. But, it's everybody's they're not going into the best teams. I think that's why they always get selected sometimes. Yeah. Anthony Edwards, you already talked about him. He'd be at my number 3. Banchero would be at my 4. And then I had Wembanyama as well at my number 5. But the fact that we're seeing some good, solid young players that are contributing already to their teams, and if they last as long as some NBA players are now, I mean, we're going to see them for a long time. So hopefully, like we're watching with Wembanyama, we're going to see them to continue to progress and get better as basketball players. Again, I say it every time, as long as they can stay healthy, I think we'll see that.
I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction, man. I think Wembanyama is going to lead the Spurs to the playoffs within his first 4 years. So this is his second year. Maybe it'll take a couple more years. Okay, I give it just a couple more years. He's going to not only lead them to the playoffs, he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, and he's going to be at least in the race for MVP. That is how generational of a talent Wembanyama is. I'm excited to see what he turns into.
Yep, they're just going to need to get him some help if he's going to want to go a playoff run. Because right now it's like he's...
Yeah, he has Chris Paul. He has Chris Paul right now teaching the youngsters. They're a young team. They got Castle, who's a rookie over there. They're going to learn. They're going to be right there for sure.